sex education? Or what do you think is sex education? You're welcome to ZEAL'S TV Experience, where we talk about topical issues affecting our societies and the world at large. If you join us for the first time on this program, it's very informative, educating, and interactive. Today on ZEAL'S TV Experience, we'll be discussing a very important topic known as sex education. What is sex education once again? Alright, we'll go on a short break. When we're back, I'll reveal to you my guests for today. Welcome back to ZEAL'S TV Experience. Joining me today to talk on this important topic is no other person than Mr. Francis Onyema. You're welcome to the show, sir.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. You're welcome once again.
Thank you.
All right, very quickly, what do you understand by sex education, or what is sex education, if I may ask?
Well, to simply put it, sex education is a way of teaching young people to understand their sexuality, whether you're a male or a female, understand how to relate with yourself, understand how to relate with other persons of the same gender and the opposite gender. It's basically about understanding the ideology, the psychology, the emotions, and the relationships.
All right, so at what age do you think a child is supposed to be taught sex education?
Well, considering the society we live in and the growing trends in sexual molestations and abuses, I would say at the age of 5, a child should be given sex education. At the age of 5 should be adequate for a child to be given sex education.
Now, I know you're talking about at the age of 5, a child should be given sex education. By who, if I may ask? By who?
Now, the best group of persons to give sex education are actually the parents, because these are the group of people who are always with the child. They see the child go from one stage to the other, and they are the best friend to the child, so they are in the best position to offer sex education to the child.
All right, very quickly, what's the importance of sex education to a child?
First and foremost, giving your child sex education would allow that child to know more individually, personally about his or herself. It would also allow that child to know how to relate with other persons in the society, or with other children in the society. And then it will also expose the child to know the do's and don'ts. You know, like when you're teaching the child sex education, you definitely will talk about what should be done and what shouldn't be done. So by the time the child goes out and somebody, one uncle or one auntie is trying to do something, definitely the child would know it's wrong, and then get to come back to tell you.
All right, what do you think is the disadvantages and advantages of sex education?
Well, I would say I wouldn't really want to say there is a disadvantage to sex education. I look at the advantages part of it, the advantage of it. Giving a child sex education has a lot of advantages. For one, it helps the child to grow. 2, it develops the child mentally, psychologically, emotionally. 3, it also allows the child to know about what is obtainable in the society. It helps build the child to be able to relate with other people in the society, both same gender and people of the opposite gender. And then it equips the child to be ahead of sexual predators and abusers and molesters. So these all put together, I mean, it's more than enough for us to introduce sex education a lot early in life.
All right, now talking about sex education, would you say that parents have done enough concerning that aspect? Because these days we tend to see children at the ages of probably 15 to 16 with unwanted pregnancies, and it's getting rampant at the end of the day. Would you say they are doing their duties, they are carrying out their duties properly?
Okay, so I would say parents, some parents are actually doing the best they can, other parents are not. I mean, considering the fact that some parents themselves don't even know about sex education, they weren't given sex education. And then you have to also look at the cultural norms, you have to look at the religious norms,
Okay.
and you have to look at the myths surrounding sex education, you know. So we are not strangers to the fact that
Okay.
most parents will tell their children, maybe a mother will tell the girl child, if a man touches you, you get pregnant, you know, all of those kinds of myths, without actually telling the girl that you actually need to have sexual intimacy. You have to have that penetration with a man to the point of climax before you can actually get pregnant. So this misconception flows from the cultural background, it flows from the religious background, and these are things we need to look at and erase the myth so that our children can be given proper, well-informed education about sex.
All right. What would you say is the role of parents in bringing up a child?
Just like we have teachers in the school who are the instructors and caretakers of those children,
Okay.
parents are the instructors. I would call them the teachers of sex educations to the children.
Okay. All right. Your final word of advice to parents out there who've been neglecting their jobs, their duties.
All right.
Advice to them.
To parents, I would say this to you. The reason we have the increased number of sexual predators in the society, the reasons we have so much of our children being sexually harassed and molested without anybody hearing anything about it, is because they have not been adequately educated about sexuality and their sexes. So the best thing for us to do to help our society, to help build our children, is to ensure that we give them the right sex education. Do not just stop at giving your child the myth that if a man touches you, you get pregnant. Don't tell your male child if you touch a woman, she will get pregnant. Let the child know the basic information that will guide that child to take informed decisions, and then be able to run back to you. And very most importantly, befriend your child. If you befriend your child, you'll be able to talk to that child, and then that child will be able to trust you, to confide in you when challenges and situations arises. That's my advice.
All right. Thank you very much. It was nice having you.
Thanks for having me.
Okay. All right. That's been the start of our today's program on ZEAL'S Experience. Return next week. Bigger, better, and stronger. For more juicy, interesting, and informative videos, you can check us out on YouTube, Rockland House TV, on Instagram, Rockland_House_TV, on Twitter, Rockland_TV, and on Facebook, Rockland House TV. I remain your TV goddess, to the Z, to the E, to the A, and to the L. You can always call me, so remember. Bye-bye.